Here we are in Montreux, Switzerland, and one thing I would really recommend is buying a camera with an internal time-lapse feature. Yes, this is the GH4 doing an internal time-lapse, and the reason I would recommend buying a camera with an internal time-lapse feature, whether it's the GH4 or any other camera that does it, is that you can do a time-lapse pretty much without anything else. You know, I don't need an external intervalometer, I don't need any special triggers or anything like that. I can just do it right here on the fly, and it's one of those things where they would say the best camera you have is the one that's on you. It's the one you have. So even if it's an iPhone with the time-lapse function on the newer software for the iPhone, I mean, just even that is sometimes better than having to lug a whole setup around with you. I've been walking around with the GH4 and just saw this little beautiful vista, this little scene right here, and thought, hey, why not grab a time lapse, just do like a 10-minute, let it click away, and get something. I didn't have to have a bunch of cables, a bunch of triggers, or anything special like that. And even with an iPhone, yeah, you can't really prop an iPhone up like this, but you could certainly, buy an external mount of some kind to prop it up. But definitely having a camera with an internal time-lapse feature is really helpful. And because then another thing, you don't have to worry about external batteries for your intervalometer. I mean, that's another huge problem. You might have a trigger with you, a remote trigger, and the batteries die on it or something like that. It's extra complications that, look at that. Time-lapse shot ended. Perfect. So that would be my recommendation. There's a lot of cameras now that give you the time-lapse functionality, but there's still so many that don't, and it's kind of frustrating when you want to do stuff like this and you didn't bring the right gear with you. So it's certainly nice to have, especially in a place like this where it's so beautiful.